Almost nobody talks about this, but somewhere inside HOVERair's lab, two completely different product categories just got smashed into one device. The HOVERair VERSA is being positioned as the world's first mass-market flying pocket camera. And once you understand what that actually means, you'll see why creators are paying attention. Think about it this way. Right now, if you want smooth walking shots, you carry a handheld gimbal camera. And if you want aerial footage, you carry a drone. Two devices, two batteries, two things to charge and pack. HOVERair is asking whether that separation ever needed to exist in the first place. And in this video, we're breaking down exactly how they're attempting it, what could go right, and what might still hold this thing back. Here's what's genuinely wild about this. DJI owns both the Osmo Pocket lineup and the Mini Drone series, two of the most successful product lines in the industry, and yet they've never merged them into one device. GoPro hasn't done it either. Insta360 hasn't done it. HOVERair is the first company willing to seriously attempt combining a pocket gimbal and a Follow Me drone into a single body. The design is reportedly modular too, which is smart for a completely different reason. If the core camera unit stays the same, HOVERair could theoretically release new modules down the line instead of building an entirely new drone from scratch every time. That's a long-term strategy, not just a gimmick. But ambition like this always comes with trade-offs, and the HOVERair VERSA has a few serious questions to answer. Let's talk about battery life first, because this might be the biggest technical hurdle of the whole product. Running a flying module and a handheld camera off shared power sounds difficult to sustain for very long. Looking at the pogo pin connectors on the design, it seems likely those pins are handling both power delivery and data transfer between the wings and the camera body. If that's the case, flight time could still end up shorter than people expect. Obstacle avoidance is another concern. HOVERair's previous products have leaned heavily on subject tracking rather than full obstacle detection, which works fine in open fields but gets risky around branches or power lines. And here's something people aren't talking about enough. If you crash a normal drone, you damage a drone. Crash the HOVERair VERSA and you might be damaging your everyday handheld camera at the same time. That's a psychological hurdle just as much as a technical one.
Now here's where things get interesting. HOVERair is reportedly introducing something called 3D worlds. Instead of just capturing a flat panorama, the drone flies an autonomous circular path around your subject to build an explorable 3D environment. That's genuinely one of the more creative software ideas we've seen from any drone company recently. Still, the biggest unknown remains image quality. HOVERair has mentioned a new image processor and AI-driven features, but sensor size, lens specs, and recording capability haven't been confirmed. Until we see real samples, that part stays firmly in speculation territory. Pricing is going to decide everything here. If the HOVERair VERSA lands near the combined cost of an entry-level drone and a pocket camera, the value pitch basically writes itself. But if it creeps toward flagship drone pricing, plenty of buyers will just go buy two specialized devices instead. What I respect about HOVERair's approach is that they're not chasing bigger sensors or longer flight times like everyone else. They're solving actual everyday friction points creators deal with. The X1 simplified flying, the Aqua tackled filming near water, and now the HOVERair VERSA is asking whether your pocket camera and your drone ever needed to be two separate purchases at all. Let me know in the comments below, and if you want more breakdowns like this before release day, make sure you're subscribed.